right, guys, so take a look at this right here. When you log into Goldcup, you got a few things going on. You have your time frames over here on the left. You got your chart, and as you can see, this is the same chart that they use in TradingView. Right here, we've got our candles, we've got our moving averages, and a bunch of tools right here on the left. Okay. So if I click here on the left-hand side, here's my time frame. I've got the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily. So this side specifically is about trading teacups, okay? If you don't know the teacup rules, put a 5 in the chat box. If you do not know the teacup rules, put a 5 in the chat box. How many people on here do not know the teacup rules? If you do not know the teacup rules, put a 5 in the chat box. Okay? Can you guys hear me? Good. So you guys all understand the teacup rules? You guys all understand the teacup rules? Okay, Julia says no. All right. So real quick, we'll go over this. Teacup rules, guys. This is what we're looking for. A bullish candle followed by a bearish candle, a lower low and a lower high, right? So I've got my bullish candle right here. I've got a bearish candle, and then that third candle is either a lower low with a lower high. You see that? Bullish candle, bearish candle, lower low or lower high. This pending teacup right here, bullish candle, bearish candle, lower low or lower high. And that's all we're looking for with teacups, okay? So let's check out another pair. The Great British Pound versus the New Zealand dollar. So normally when I'm taking my teacups, guys, I'm looking for the teacup to travel 25 pips on the 1 hour, okay? On the 4 hour chart, I'm looking for the teacup to travel 50 pips. And on the daily chart, I'm looking for the teacup to travel 75 pips, okay? Now, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to set my stop loss to 30 pips above my entry, okay? So like I said before, my take profit on the 1 hour chart is 25 pips. My take profit on my 4 hour chart is 50 pips. And my take profit on my daily is 75 pips. You guys got that? You guys got that? If you understand that, put a yes in the chat box. All right. So how many people in this group right now are in IML? Okay, so everybody in here is in IML. How many people in here are not in IML? If you're not in IML, put no. Okay, so it looks like everybody here is in IML. So that's great. So in order to get this right now, you got to have the platinum package, right? So basically, this is what you're going to do. After you log in, all you have to do is copy and paste this information in. So when you go to your cell phone or on your computer, you're going to pick the pair, okay? You're going to select sell limit, okay? And then you're going to put in your lot size, and then you just put in this information, 1.99405 for your price. Your stop loss is 30 pips above, 0.99705, and your take profit is 0.99155. You guys, I literally do this every single night before I go to bed. I go through all of these pairs and I figure out which pair is a good one and which pair is a bad one. Okay? Now, what you want to do is, you see this right here, guys? This is our entry. Our entry is right here. When price comes back up and touches this line again, that's when it's going to enter you into the trade because it's a sell limit. On a sell, we're looking for the price to drop. That's how we earn. Okay, so teacups are all about sells. You follow me? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through each of these pairs on H1 like I normally would do before I go to bed. Okay? And I'm going to tell you guys, based on what the scanner is showing us, if this is going to be a good trade or not. Because remember, at the end of the day, this is a computer, okay? And we have to use our knowledge as human beings to say, hey, should I take this trade or not? We can't be lazy with our trading just because we have a scanner that allows us to know which trades to take. This is just another tool to give us an example of how we can be successful, okay? So, moving on. AUDNZD. Let's take a look at this right here. We've got a sell limit right here, bullish candle, bearish candle, price went down. Okay, we don't have our moving averages close, so this would be a great trade to take. If I draw my trend line, and I like to draw mine with the arrow, let's make it a little darker today. I'm gonna go with, let's go with a dark red. I like that. If I draw my trend line from wick to wick, you can see that price is going down. You guys see that? Price is going down. So when price comes back up, it's going to enter you into the trade and go down. So let's go ahead and check that off the list. This is one that I would enter in. USD CHF. Okay. Now this trade in particular has already traveled X number of pips. It's traveled a total of 16.7 pips. And the way you guys pull this up by looking at your pips is you're going to go to the line, you're going to hold shift, click, and then you're going to drag. Okay? Go to the line, hold shift, click, and drag. So I'm going to drag that to this point. And you see these numbers right here? You got the 0.00169. If you look over to the right where it has that negative number, just remove the last digit, and that'll tell you how many pips you have, okay? If I do it in the other direction, it'll give me a positive number, as you can see. So we're looking at about 17 pips that this has traveled already. I'm not entering a teacup trade that's only supposed to go 25 pips into profit if the trade is already going 17 pips, okay? So moving on, EURNZD. Now, you guys will also notice that at the top, we have these different notifications that tells you what is actually going on. This arrow indicates the entry point for a sell if a teacup has already been triggered. So a pending teacup will always be pink. If you're looking at a pending teacup and it triggers while you're looking at it, you have to give it some time to turn orange. If it has already triggered, you'll see that the teacup will then turn orange. A future teacup, which would be a little further north, would be blue, okay? So, you know, price went down, came back up, it triggered, it went up, it didn't hit the stop loss. As you can see, price is still on a downtrend. So I'll go ahead and draw a line right here. Let's see what we got. And this is normally what I do. I draw my lines wick to wick. You know, if I follow this trend, I feel like it'll go down a little further. Let me zoom out. So I've got some time. I will enter this trade. This is a good one. So let's check this one off the list. All right, GBP NZD. GBP NZD. This looks like a good one. I would take this one. AUD USD. Now this trade has already traveled how many pips, guys? You seeing this pattern? It was already triggered. This is already going 17 pips. I'm not taking that one. I'm not taking that one. GBP CHF. It hasn't triggered yet. This would be a good one to put in. Okay. If you guys see how easy this is, put a 777 in the chat box. If you think this is easy to earn money, put 777 in the chat box. All we're doing is looking at these trades, understanding the rules, and then just copying and pasting. Okay? We don't want to make this difficult for you. We definitely want everybody to know how to trade, but I want everybody to understand that this is a tool. We are using tools to become more successful. Moving on, GBP JPY. GBP JPY. Do you guys think this is a good or bad trade to take? Yes or no? Who would get in GBP JPY? If you like this teacup, would you take it? Do you think this is a good teacup to take? Good, good, good. No. Why are you guys saying no? Why are you saying no? I would take this one. I would definitely take this one. So let's check that off the list. So this is what I'm doing. I'm going through my checklist. I'm checking my confirmations. I'm saying, hey, is this a good trade or not? Has it already triggered? If it has triggered, how far has it gone? What is the trend like? Let's move on. Euro USD. Okay, this one traveled too far. I'm not taking it. This one went 19 pips, 20 pips, something like that. Look, come on. I'm not taking that. USD JPY. Price goes down, come up. Looks like it had its run. Came in here, shot back down. Now it's on an uptrend. I'm not taking that trade. GBP AUD. This is a good one. This is a really good one. Okay. We've got another 90 pips before it comes back up. I'm taking that one. That's a good trade. You guys see how easy this is? This is easy. Crazy easy. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. All right, so I'm showing you guys this on a 1 hour time frame. Now, how many people get confused about moving averages? Does everybody in here understand moving averages and the moving averages that we use on Goldcup on the teacup side? Okay, so a lot of people don't understand this moving average stuff. Okay, so let's just talk about the types of trades that we take. So if you look at your trading at 9 times out of 10, here's what you're looking at. I'm going to write this down so you guys can see. Okay. We usually have a sell limit. We've got a buy limit. We have a sell stop. And we have a buy stop. then we have market execution. Does everyone know how to enter these types of trades? Does everyone know the difference between a sell limit, a buy limit, a sell stop, a buy stop, and market execution? Do you guys know the difference? All right, so just to go over it real quick, let's reiterate. Sell limit is what we're showing right now, okay? When price comes up, touches this line, exceeds it, shoots back down, and enters you into the trade. So that means that you're expecting it to come up and then go back down. Buy limit is the inverse, it's the opposite direction, okay? So that means that price comes down, hits your threshold, and shoots back up, okay? So a sell stop literally means price is falling, it crosses the line, and it enters you into the trade like a race. A buy stop is the same thing. Price is going up, crosses the threshold, enters you into a trade. Now, market execution means that you enter a trade immediately, okay? A market execution trade means that you enter a trade immediately. So when you ever see somebody say, enter a trade by market execution or enter a trade now, that's what you're doing, a market execution trade. My favorite times to do market execution trades is on a different time frame. I like to use the 4-hour time frame and the daily time frame. And here's why, everybody. I'm going to delete this real quick. So you travel a certain number of pips when you have these moving averages. So for those of you that don't know, we have two moving averages on here. We have the 50 moving average and the 4 moving average, okay? So I'll write this on here. Moving averages. We've got a 50 moving average, and we have the 4 moving average. All right. Now our 50 moving average is this blue one right here. Okay. You guys see that? This moving average is going to be exponential. Okay. So when you pull this up on your chart, you're going to select your moving average. You're going to put the 50 and you're going to make sure that it's exponential. Okay. Your 4 moving average is this black one right here. And this is just going to be it's going to be a simple moving average. And you can do this right on your cell phones, just like it's on here on TradingView on our Goldcup chart. You guys got that? If you understand that, put yes. Great. Okay. Everybody understands. Good, good, good. Glad you guys follow me. Now, I already showed you guys how, by copying and pasting, you can make 100 pips per day, right? This is simply through the teacup strategy in Goldcup. I showed you guys how I do that. Now, normally what I would do is I keep my lot size consistent, okay? I'm not going crazy just because I might, win a whole bunch of trades. I'm not upping my lot size. I'm staying consistent because what I noticed is while I'm using this app, sometimes trades will get different by the end of the week. We all know that Friday is not really a day that you can trust. Can't really trust Fridays, right? So if I take some losses on some trades, I want to make sure that I keep a consistency and a discipline with how much I'm trading. That way, if I do have some trades that go wrong, I'm not risking a whole lot of money and I'm not losing a lot. Okay, if you're doing a half of a standard, and you trade, and you win, and then when you get to one day and you take a loss and you've done a standard size lot, you can lose a bunch of what you've already gained. So make sure that you're staying consistent and that you're increasing your lot size in small amounts and not increasing your lot size in large amounts if you're trading this way. This is just my personal way of trading, and I'm sharing with you guys what I'm doing. Now, you have the option of doing something different, but I'm just telling you what works for me. Okay? So when I'm talking about copying and pasting, Keith, I'm literally talking about you're going to copy this information here and you're going to paste it into the application that you're using for trading, which is MetaTrader 4, which everybody is using. Make sense? All right, so going back to these moving averages, I told you guys about all the different types that we're using. I told you about the different types of trades. So this is specifically by market execution. So let's take a look at how many pips we're actually traveling when these moving averages cross. So let's start with the 1 hour. Right now I'm on GBP USD. If I zoom out here, I'll see that from this distance to this distance, from the bottom here to the cross, I traveled a total of 153 pips. You guys see that? 153. From this point, if I were to go up from this cross, I traveled 64 pips. Okay, it crossed again, came down. I traveled 157. Let's go to the left. Okay, it crossed here. Let's look at this little short one. How far did it go? 36 pips. Shot down. How far did it go? 18 pips. Let's go further to the left. You guys see a trend that's happening here? You notice that every time this moving average crosses on the 1 hour chart, you're usually getting about a minimum of 20 pips. Seeing that? 156 from here to here, 23, cross again here, 38, here it is on the uptrend, boom, 63. So let me show you what we're actually looking for. Let me tell you why this is so powerful. So when you're dealing with market executions on your moving averages, the 4 is the king, okay? 4 is the king. Let's write that down. If you got a pen, you should write this down. Now, if you guys ever see me write this in the chat, this is just slang. 50 in the 4. It just comes off like that. What I'm talking about is the 50 and the 4 moving averages. Okay, so just remember at all times, 4 is king. Okay, if the 50 moving average crosses the 4 moving average on an uptrend by market execution. Okay, you guys got that? Now, if the 50 moving average crosses the 4 moving average, we just put MA, crosses the 4 moving average on a downtrend, sell by market execution. You guys got that? So here are the rules. If the 50 moving average crosses the 4 moving average on an uptrend, so remember the 4 is king. We're looking for the 4 to be on an uptrend, okay? So if the 50 crosses the 4 and the 4 is on an uptrend, you're going to buy, right? So I would buy when this crossed right here. Bam. Let's make this thick so I can see that. That 50 and that fold. Hey. Right? So cross right there, that's where I'm going to buy at. If it crosses on the downtrend, I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell. So let me draw another line for you guys. This is going up. Boom. So what we doing right here? This is a buy. Let's make that green. This is a buy right here. Okay. See if I can make this smaller. It's starting to get in the way, y'all. That's a buy. Now, if the 50 and the 4 moving average cross on a downtrend, meaning the 4 is on a downtrend, guess what kind of move we're going to make by market execution? This is going to be a sell. You're going to sell by market execution. You guys seeing that? This is a sell. This one's a buy. If you understand that, put I understand. If you understand that, put I understand. Y'all understand that? Good. Good, 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 good. Now, let me give you guys some specific information to make sure that you are successful. Okay? Now, the lower the time frame, the faster the 50 and the 4 moving average will turn around on you. So, let me give you guys my rules when it comes to trading the 50 and the 4 moving average. Here are some more rules. Now, remember, you are on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, let me just jump over to the 4 hour, and I want to show you guys how many more pips you can get consistently via market execution if you jump into this at the right spot. So, going over to the 4 hour, if I would have got in right here and I got into a sell move, I would have made 453 pips. Okay, 453. If I got into this buy move at this cross right here, I would have made 85 pips. Okay, now you notice that these trends become longer. I'm going to delete this from my 1 hour chart. These trends become longer. Let's delete that. These trends are becoming longer. Let me go from here to here. I made more pips. How many pips is this? 436 pips. Let's just go from here to here. How many pips is that? 95 pips. All right. Now let's go over to the daily time frame. This is where you start to make the big money, guys. This is big money right here. Reset the chart. Go to another pair real quick. What is going on? Hold on. Oh, no wonder. Let me go to daily. Here we go. All right. So I'm on the daily. Now let's see what happened when these moving averages cross. This one crossed right here. How many pips is this, guys? Whoa, 1,216 pips. 1,216 pips. Just from this point right here. And this is over some days. All right. Now, even on a shorter run, let's say I just got in right here. How many pips is this? That's still 161 pips. Let's go from here to here. 741 pips. All right, now let's talk money right now, everybody. Let's talk money. Okay? Let's talk lot sizes. If I'm trading at 10 cents a pip, okay? And I go, let's say I go 25 pips at 25. Now, mind you, you guys remember, when you're trading USD, if you have a lot size of 0.01, how much is that in USD? That's 10 USD, okay? If you're trading 0.10, how much is that? That's $1 USD, okay? And if you're trading a lot size of 1.0, that's going to be $10 USD, right? If you're trading United States dollars. So if I have a lot size of 0.01, which is really 10 cents USD, and I go 25 pips, how much money did I make? We're going to talk about money. How much money did I make? If I traveled 25 pips and I'm trading at 10 cents a pip, how much money do I have? Okay? This is simple math. I've got $2.50, guys. Now, if I'm trading $1 a pip, and I go 25 pips, how much money do I have? $25. And if I trade $10 a pip at 25 pips, how much money do I have? $250. $250. You guys seeing where I'm going with this? You see how easy it is to get 100 pips a day? I literally could put in 4 trades that trigger and hit that I've copied and pasted. I'm not even talking about the moving average yet. It make 100 pips in a day. So if I make 100 pips and I trade that at $10 a pip, how much money do I have? How much? I got $1,000. I got $1,000. How many people in here would think that $1,000 a day would actually help them? If $1,000 a day would help you, put a money sign in the chat right now. Put a money sign in the chat right now if $1,000 a day would help you. Man. Okay. If $250 would help you, put a money sign in the chat. Because if you make $250 a day, how much do you have in a week? 250, 500, 750, 1,000. Do you guys understand the power of this and how easy it is? So now you guys understand how to use the teacups. I'm going to show you again how to make more money through market execution. So if I get in a trade on the daily, which is amazing, normally I would do a smaller lot size because you got to remember this can go in any direction for a specific amount of time. As you can see right here, the moving average is crossed on an uptrend. Price still shot down for a little while. It went down 81 pips, but eventually it corrected itself. Or even right here, I'm sorry. Price shot down right to right here. That's 31 pips. Eventually it corrected itself. So if I got in right here on the daily, boom, and I got out right here, I would have made, what's that? 1,187 pips. Let's do the math on that. 1,187 pips. Okay? If I'm trading $1 a pip, I would have made $1,187. You don't got to trade a lot of money. Okay? If I did $1,187 or 87 pips and I traded 10 cents at a time, you're just going to slide that decimal over. How much did I make? Could you guys not agree that if you did a trade and it earned you $118.70, okay, and you only risked 10 cents at a time, would you not say that that would help you? Would that not help you? Now, let's say you big balling. Let's say you got a lot of money in your account, or you just kept trading and you built your account up, and you did a standard size lot, which is $10 a pip, and you waited, and you waited, and you waited. You're only talking a course of a week at this point. 8, 7, 0. 0, 0. Let's see where this comma goes. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Let me ask you a question. What would you guys do if you did one trade that went $11,870? Let's count how many days it took to actually make that money. Let's see. I'm on the daily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm at 20, 40, 50, 51, 52. So let's say you held this trade for 2 months, okay? Let's just say 2 months. You held this trade for 2 months, about 60 days. Would you not say that $5,000 a month would help you if you just held this trade? You literally would have made $5,000 each month. By market execution. You could have got out on this day right here. If I would have got out, let's just say I got out a day later and I made 51 pips and I trade $10 a pip, I still made $510. You guys see that? You guys see that? 50 in the 4 moving average is king when it comes to larger time frames, okay? The lower time frame you go on, you guys will see, it turns around quicker. Let me go to the 1 hour chart. It turns around quicker. These are hours right here, these candles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Couple hours, it turn around on you. Turn around on you. It'll turn around quick. So you got to be careful on the smaller time frames. Okay? So let me change my screen real quick. I have some rules I want to share with you guys when it comes to the 50 and the 4 moving average. Here we go. New share, desktop. All right. Can you guys see this? If you can see my notepad, put a 1 in the chat box. You still with me? If you can see my notepad. All right, good. So I'll make this a little bigger so you guys can read it. So here are my 50 in the 4 rules. Hey, right? So remember, when you're entering these trades, please make sure that on these specific time frames that you have not traveled this far. Okay? So if you decide to get in a trade on the 1 hour, make sure that when you enter the trade, price has not exceeded 20 pips on the 1 hour. Right? So if I look at this one right here, let's see if this would be a good one or not. It crossed. I'm gonna click down. How far did it go? On the 1 hour, I'm sorry, I'm on the daily right now. Let me go to the 1 hour. So right now it's pulling up the daily. We go to GBP USD. 1 hour. Here we go. So this one hasn't crossed yet. But if I were looking here and I clicked here and I saw that it crossed, I want to make sure that wherever I'm at, it hasn't exceeded 20 pips, because the issue is that it'll turn around fast on you. Turn around real fast. So if it crossed right here and I got in around here, that's good. So here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a 20 pip take profit on the 1 hour. And where I mark that up from is from where it crosses at. So if I got in right here, I'm going to go up. I'm going to find 20 pips, which is right around here. And this is where my take profit is going to be. Did I see that? This is my take profit right here. If I'm on the 4 hour, I'm going to go from the cross and I'm looking for a 50 pip take profit. If I'm on the daily, I'm looking for a 75 pip take profit. And this is always from the cross. Never forget that. Start from the cross, not from where you enter the market. Now, if you feel like a trade is going to go longer and you want to try to make a little more money, basically here's what you do. You do something called a twin trade. So if I'm trading a standard size lot and I want a twin trade, I'm going to break my standard size lot into 2 half lots, which would be 0.5 and 0.5, because they add up to 1.0, right? So what I would do is I would trail my stop loss on my second trade. So after my first trade hit 20 pips, I'm going to trail my stop loss on my second trade and go for a take profit of 40 pips. So all I'm doing is I'm doubling my take profit from one point to another. So on the 1 hour chart, my take profit 1 is 20. My take profit 2 is 40. On the 4 hour chart, my take profit 1 is 50. And my 4 hour take profit is 100. I'm just doubling. Daily 75, 150. Let's take a look at it on the chart. So I'm on the 1 hour right now. If I enter a sell right here, my first take profit is 20 pips. Boom, I got that. So I'm going to trail my stop loss. For my second trade, I want to get 40 pips. So let me take this right here. Boom, I just got all 40. And if you want to keep trailing it and you don't hit the take profit, you go all the way down. 160 pips. Okay? 160 pips at $10. You guys know the math. Come on now. Just had a $1,500 day. If I divide that by 2, if I'm trading half a lot, you made $750 by market execution. How many people are making $750 by market execution? I'm just following lines, guys. I'm not doing all this crazy support and resistance, Fibonacci trades, double bottoms. I'm not looking for any of that. I'm keeping it simple. Bullish candle, bearish candle, lower low, lower high, and do these 2 lines cross. That's what I'm looking at. If you guys think this is easy, write easy in the chat. Easy, easy. Getting this money is easy, baby. We getting this money out here. Who wants to get this money? Let's get this money. You guys got any questions? If you got some questions, the floor is open right now. I'm gonna let you guys ask some questions, and then I'm gonna go over to the Goldcup side. I'll go over to the Goldcup side. We got any questions right now? The floor is open. All right. So, why do all the pairs have an exclamation point in front? Is this because the market is closed? Okay, so I'm going to answer this question. So if you look over here to the left, this is news, guys. They just added this recently. Here's an alert, and it's going to tell you what the news is. So these are the different things that are going on in the news. Usually it's some type of business related, or the government, some type of employment. So it's you guys should definitely pay attention to the news when you're trading teacups to figure out is this a trade that I want to take or not. Okay. Let's go on to this next question. Never mind. I see. Boom. I'm going to dismiss that one. Just click answer. All right, done. All right. So as soon as they cross over, we answered that. What is the details? Okay, we answered that. How do I put indicators on MT4? How do I enter it on MT4 as a market execution? Okay, I'll go over that real quick. We'll go over that real quick. So I'm gonna turn my screen around so you guys can see me. Can you guys see me? Yes or no? Can you see me? You can see me, you can see me, you can see me. So I'm not sharing anymore, right? You guys see me with my camera. All right, good. So let's check this out real quick. If I enter MetaTrader 4, which you guys can see right here, right? We want to add our indicators. So here's how you do it. Here's my chart. I like to have a black chart with green and red lines. Very simple way to do it is you go into, tap your screen. This is how you add your 50 and the 4 moving average. These are indicators. So I'm going to click indicators. Okay, this screen pops up. Now under your main window, you add a moving average. So I'm going to click main window. Okay, we'll scroll down. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's hard doing it backwards. You guys got me using like both sides of my brain. So you see moving average? I'm going to click that. I'll click moving average. Okay. Then under period, I have one that says 50. And that's going to be exponential. Okay. I'm going to select that. Then I'll back out, or I'll hit done. And then I'll add another moving average. And remember, I'm going to have a 4. That's going to be simple. So your 50 is going to be exponential. Your 4 is going to be simple. You guys got that? You know how to do it on your phones now? Understand how to do it on your phone? Put a money sign. If you understand how to do it on your phone, put a money sign right now. Good. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. All right. You guys got any other questions before I move on to the Gold Cup side? Or I'm sorry, before I move over to Gold Rush? Any other questions? All right, so moving on. Oh, stop loss. Um, that's a good question. I used to do more than 30 pips for my stop loss. I usually do at least 50. And the reason I do that is because I'm using smaller lot sizes. So if normally I'm trading like a standard lot or half a lot, because I'm expecting to go more pips on a larger time frame, I'll use a smaller lot size, and that'll give me enough buffer room just in case the trade goes in the wrong direction, and I want to just make sure I've got to watch it for a while before it starts going back up or back down. I want to make sure I give myself enough space so I don't actually lose the trade. Because as you can see, the 50 and the 4 moving average will cross, but sometimes, you'll have some moments where it'll go down first. So let me see if I can find a very good example. This would be a good one right here. All right, so not there, I saw one over here. All right, so right here, as you can see, the 50 and the 4 moving average crossed right here. Okay, price still went down a little bit. Price went down, hey, 8 pips, right? Same thing over here. So sometimes it'll cross, it'll go down a little bit. You just want to make sure you get in the right spot, especially on a larger time frame. So if I move over to the daily, GBP USD, reset this chart. Here's a really good example. So I got in, let's say I stayed in this trade. Boom, price shot all the way up, came back down. I'm down 20 pips, right? You guys see that? So I usually try to give myself a buffer like 50 pips just in case. And normally when I get into the trade, I'm actually getting in after it crossed around this area. Like right after. As soon as I see it cross and they've actually touched each other and that next candle is starting to form, that's when I'm getting in. Okay? So moving on, let's take a look at this other side. Here's Gold Rush, guys. Now shout out to Luke and Lasado Tavares. Lasado Tavares coming up with this teacup strategy. IML has created this app in conjunction with him and Luke. Luke is on the Gold Cup side, and basically this is all about gold. So right now, basically, if you look at this, at certain times throughout the week, Luke will actually go on here and post trades you should take on gold. So right now, there was a trade actually that went earlier this week, and it looks like they took it down. So I check this periodically. I know that they're still working on this side. So We'll revisit that throughout the week next week, but basically you'll end up seeing like a blue line that says buy or sell, and it'll have an entry and a take profit for you. There's more that they're adding to this side, but right now, that's basically it. If you guys know anything about trading gold, to me it's like steps. Um, there's a lot of support and resistance here, so you know, here's a great example. Like price was right here, and then price came down to this level, and then price came down to this level, and then price came down to this level, and they're like steps all the way down. So just remember, no retest, no trade, right? So price is here, it came down, came back up. Oh, what did it do? It shot back down. Now I'm at the next step, okay? Price shot down past that, hit this line. What did it do? It touched this support right here. So where your ceiling is, or where your resistance is, it might have been support when you look to the left, and vice versa. Boom. So price came back and retested this line, shot down. So what Luke will do is he'll literally go in here and he'll do his technical analysis and put on the chart where you should get in and out of these trades at. So you'll literally see it written on here. For the most part, if you go back to the teacup side, remember we're still in beta mode. You'll see here's where you get into a trade, here's where you get out. Time frame on the left. Click the time frame, got your pairs. Okay. One thing I didn't go over though, guys, is if you look at these pairs on the larger time frame, like the 4-hour and the daily, you'll see that hey, not only does it have one take profit, but it has two take profits. So you can really do a twin trade, and on the 4-hour you can get your first 25 pips, and then you get your take profit too, which is at 50 pips, and then on the daily you'll have 3 take profits, 25, 50, and 75. So now what we're doing, we're securing the bag, right? Secure the bag. So if you want to secure the bag, right, secure the bag right now. Right, secure the bag right now if you like to secure the bag. You can secure the bag at 25, 50, and 75. You guys follow me? You following me right now? Secure the bag. That's what we're doing. We securing the bag. All right. We got any other questions? Anybody? Anybody else have any questions? Do you guys understand how to use this product and how to maximize 100 pips a day? You guys understand? Okay. Last note I want to share with you guys, and I want to leave you with this. Okay. Let's go back to the 1-hour. It's the last thing I'm going to show you. Please bear in mind and be mindful of this. This chart is reflective if you were using a broker called JFX. Okay? JFX. If you do not have JFX, these numbers will not be exactly the same. I personally have FX Choice. So sometimes when I copy and paste stuff into my phone or into my trader on my computer through my broker, I have to always remember the rules of trading. I have to remember the teacup rules. Okay? That rule being that I need to make sure that my sell limit is at the body of the candle, because sometimes your sell limit might be a little higher or a little lower if you have a different broker, because the numbers are not exactly the same. You guys understand that? So make sure that when the trade is put in, you go back and check it, and that it's at the body of the candle. Now, mind you, also remember that if a wick is over 15 pips, this one isn't, but if you find a wick that's over 15 pips, that one isn't. Let me find one. Is this one over 15? That's 10. What pair throws really high wicks? So if you find a pair that's over 15 pips, just remember to put your cell limit at the middle of the candle. I'm sorry, not at the middle of the wick. Okay, that's a teacup rule. Should be in the middle of the wick. You guys understand that? So that's the last thing that I wanted to leave you guys with. Um, thank you for joining this webinar. I had a wonderful time. I want to leave you guys with one last thing before you log off. Let me share my screen one more time with you guys. New share, desktop. Please, 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 everybody, when you get an opportunity,